Hi, I'm Mary Conklin, Yukon Extension Fruit Specialist, and today we're going to talk about pruning apple trees. So there's a couple of reasons we prune apple trees. One is for the health of the tree. We want to get rid of anything that's broken, such as this limb right here, any diseased branches, anything that's kind of crossing, rubbing on another one. We want to prune to have better quality fruit and to open up the tree for better sunlight penetration back towards the center. So as the sunlight gets back into the center of the tree, it will dry out the foliage and the fruit in the springtime and in the summer when they get wet, so it reduces our insect disease problems. Also for better pesticide penetration and better fruit bud formation back and towards the center of the tree. Okay, so there are two times during the year when we can prune. One is the dormant season, which is now. This is when we make our large cuts on the trees. We could take out whole limbs that are in the way. We could also get rid of a lot of these suckers that are growing straight up. We get rid of branches that are crossing. This time of the year, it will invigorate the tree. All the food source is sitting in the roots. In the springtime, when the tree starts to grow, that food moves up through the tree, and any latent buds, which are ones you don't see, will start to pop and you get more shoots. The other time to prune is in the summer, which will be late July into early September, and that does not invigorate the tree. It does remove a lot of these suckers that would be growing straight up. They'll be interfering with sunlight penetration back and towards the center of the tree. But at that time, we don't make any large cuts on the trees. So there are two different types of wood on the tree. This is a shoot, which gives you a long branch. And then we also have spurs. And these grow about 1/100th of an inch per year. Fruit buds are on the end of the spurs, and on the shoots they're on also some of the spurs that come off it, and on the new growth up in here. When we have the shoots, if they grow 2 to 3 feet or more in a year, then that tree is very vigorous, and this can cut down on the number of fruit buds that we're going to develop. A spur, on the other hand, because it only grows about 1/100th of an inch a year, we get a lot of these on the tree. If we have too many and it's almost all spurs, then that tree is not very vigorous, and we need to invigorate it to get some more shoot growth. To invigorate a tree with a lot of spurs, we would cut a lot of the spurs off that are on the undersides of the branches during the dormant season. Doing it during the summer will not help invigorate the tree at all. So we want to have a combination of both spurs and shoot growth on a healthy tree. Here, there are some key tools you'll need to use when you're pruning. One would be a saw. They come folding, or they can also come straight out. This is different than the saw that you would use to cut wood at your home, because this one cuts on the pull, whereas the other saws that you use on your home would cut on the push. These are really good to have. They also have very large or wide open teeth on them, so this is the kind you want to use. Don't try to use the ones that you use for cutting wood at home. You also need hand shears. So these are good hand shears. These are bypass pruners. You notice that this is a sharp edge here. It will go right past it, and there's a sharp edge on the other side. This makes for a very clean cut. And these are good for cutting small pieces of wood on the tree. Then you also need to have some loppers. Again, these are bypass. We don't use the anvil tools because this would be a hard surface and it would crush it. It would heal, the wood would heal, but it would take a little bit longer to do that. So we use the bypass, and you'll need these for larger limbs to cut. You can also use a pole pruner when the trees are much taller. They also come with a bypass pruner as well as a saw on the end. Thank you for joining us today, and visit our website at extension.yukon.edu for additional information.